right, and
Good
we're live.
morning, good evening, and good night, or wherever you're visiting us from. My name is Ernesto Perez. I'm with the Visual K team. So I'm with the Visual K team, and also I'm doing sales in the in that consulting firm. Also, so we'll be seeing a quick video, and then we'll take it from there. All right. So, hello again to everyone. My name is Ernesto Perez. I'm with the sales team at Visual K, and with me is Christopher Lopez. He is also an expert in everything asset management and asset maintenance. So, Christopher, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Ernesto. Hi, everyone. This It's been a rainy morning here in Puerto Rico, but it's been clearing up, so that's a good sign. Really happy to be here to learn a little bit more about maintenance and reliability. What do you think? As we get ready for our guests, let's get to know a little bit of the audience here.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, anyone that's in the chat, please write your country or state. Where are you connecting from? All right. Um, we have we don't have anyone yet, but so from my side, I'm also in Puerto Rico. Oh, we have Atlanta, we have England. Um, yeah, I'm currently in Puerto Rico, so not as cold, but yeah. Oh, Norway, nice. Georgia, Grenada, that's awesome.
Beautiful, beautiful. And from the audience, what industries do we have in the chat today?
Oh, we have someone from Montenegro as well.
Nice, nice.
That's far away.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
It should be late over there.
Hey, we have someone from the food industry, power generation, transmission and distribution. Beautiful.
Oh,
We have
India,
someone from India too, oil and
nice.
gas from Pennsylvania.
That's awesome. All right. So where are you? What companies are joining today? All right. So yeah, we have people from the industries of aluminum. We also have facilities management. So We have a lot of people there. Um, any companies, specific companies that are joining today?
Another one from automotive. We have a very diverse group here. I love it. That's beautiful.
Oh, we have Century Frozen. That's Puerto Rico, the team from Kikwet. Thank
Nice,
you for
nice.
joining.
So, so do we have people that work directly in maintenance and reliability in the chat? Nice,
So we have
nice.
someone else from Puerto Rico. Is there anyone working on? Oh, Arturo, you're working on maintenance. Awesome,
We have another user here, Tarek. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Also working on the topic of today. Someone from South Africa. Beautiful,
nice.
beautiful, beautiful.
And what about operations and manufacturing? Who's working on those industries, or you have a role in your company on that particular department? Yep, that's all part of it, right? Maintenance is nothing without planning, scheduling, and projects, right? So, thank you for joining. All right. So, the masterclass and network is designed in partnership with Visual K, Conscious Reliability, which will be a partner from there, and PDM Tech, and obviously Hexagon.
Yeah, and you know the best part of it, Ernesto, is that this is a monthly thing. So every month there will be live streams with the purpose of bringing knowledge from expert as we're creating an interactive community for maintenance professionals. So make sure to follow us on LinkedIn and other social media to get acquaintance with every time we make this kind of event. They're gonna be really nice for everyone. Uh, so there's that every month. Tune in.
Yep. Yep, and they're also free, so you don't have to pay us for what we're doing here. Um, So anything that you missed, any session that you missed will be recorded and will be available to registered participants. But we do encourage you to connect because we have this live interaction and we will be answering questions throughout the session. So we want you would make most out of it if you join us live.
Yeah, and also if you join us live, you can enter on our raffles uh, that you will have. Sorry, a 10% discount. In this case, will be a course that uh, of conscious reliability. They have a series of courses. You can select one of those courses with a 10% discount. So in every live session, you will have the chance to enter the raffle. If you see on the chat, you can go to the link and enter there.
Yep. So to enter the raffle, you need to comment on that particular link that is showing on the screen, and essentially you're registered. And at the end of the session, we'll select the winner. Also, there's another way to get a 10% discount on the belt course of your choice, where if you complete all the masterclass sessions, you will be awarded that 10% discount.
Yep, and also at the end of this master classes, there's gonna be a digital certificate that you can use on your
LinkedIn profile. Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you, Ernesto. Words escape there.
Yeah. That's right. All right. So going to what we came for, right? Thank you everyone for joining us today. Today's subject is maintenance or reliability, right? Which is the one I need and to what extent? Do I need one or the other? Or do I need both? And how do I combine them? So with us today is going to be joining us Jesus Sifonte. He's from Puerto Rico, but he's being all around the world. He wears many hats in terms of what he does day in day out. But at the end of the day, he's an expert in asset reliability and maintenance. So Jesus, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to be with you guys and with Visual K, Conscious Reliability, and all of our partners. So thank you for being here with us. It's awesome that we have people from all around the globe, and hopefully we are going to learn a lot, not only for what I say, but from the interaction that we have with all of these experts. So we have lots of experts around. We have people that have uh, very good knowledge on not only on maintenance but also on reliability, on operations. Everything is interrelated, interconnected. So in order to be a strategy, we need everybody on board.
Yeah,
So we are ready to talk already on reliability. That's what we do every day in and day out. So it is another day, Ernesto and Christopher. So we are gonna have a lot of fun here, and we'll be speaking about some concepts because there are people that have been in the industry for a while, maybe 3 decades, 4 decades, and still sharing that knowledge. Some people have is some mentality from the 80s, 90s. Some others are learning new trends, and we need the knowledge, the collective knowledge of everybody together, because that's the way that maintenance and reliability works. We need the wisdom from the guys that know how to do things, how to make things happen, and we need also the strategic part of the business. So welcome everyone. So together we make a tremendous team, an excellent team.
yeah,
So
that's a great point. Yeah, we have a very great situation at this point. We are connected throughout all the world, and knowledge is power, and we're getting a lot of knowledge from all the folks that are joining this day. So thank you everyone for joining.
let me know if you guys are seeing my screen. Are you seeing my screen?
It's coming on. Let me see. Yep, right there.
Okay, excellent. So we'll be speaking about maintenance and reliability, the two things. So, but what do we need? Is reliability a new trend? Is that something new? Is that a substitute of maintenance? What can we say about that? And there's gonna, I know that there's gonna be a discussion. There is gonna be an interaction with all of our attendees on this subject. But let's stick to the title, maintenance or reliability. Which is the one I need, and to what extent? So I'll share a little experience with you guys. Back in the back in the 90s, when I started my career, my first job, I was very lucky. My first job was to implement a predictive maintenance program. It was back in 1991. So I'm a mechanical engineer by trade. I also have a maintenance. I have a master in maintenance and reliability engineering. So by that time, I was starting my career, and I had the luxury to start with predictive maintenance. That was 1991. I remember by that time, when you said predictive, people corrected you. They would say, no, it's not predictive, it's preventive. So it was kind of a time that we were getting into the new trend of predictive maintenance. I was working for the pharmaceutical industry, and all they did was prevent it. And out of the sudden, this new guy, I just had graduated from school and was with predictive maintenance. I had I was that lucky. And I thought it was going to disappear.
Sorry, Jesus, I think you're breaking up. Jesus mentioned earlier that he's going through a storm currently. So he may have a little bit of intervention from Mother Nature just to get connected, and he may have some interruptions like this. So we'll see if he's getting back soon. Jesus, are you back?
Yes, I am. I'm
All
here.
right, perfect.
I've never lost contact with you. I've been here and listening to you. So you guys lost me for a while?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
lost you
just for a
for
little bit. Yeah.
1 minute, I think.
Okay. I do have problems that, yeah, with internet in this area. I'm in the Poconos area in Pennsylvania. There is a bit of a storm close to us, but there has been internet struggles in a couple of sectors here. So, anyways, I was telling you that my first job was to with a pharmaceutical plant, and my mission was to start the predictive maintenance program. And in those days, when you said predictive, people corrected you. They would say, no, it's not predictive, it's preventive. I thought that predictive was going to take over all of the maintenance stuff, but I ended up learning that no, we need predictive. We also need preventive. And at some point, we need corrective as well. And I learned later on that we needed to understand what is precision maintenance, because if we don't do the corrective maintenance, okay, we will have problems. So everything is interconnected, and we will see how later on we learned about reliability, and there is no substitution for maintenance. So reliability is what it is, and
Sorry,
maintenance is what
Jesus.
it is. So
If you're displaying your screen, it's not showing, it maybe drop when you lost connection. So if you can please share the screen again.
okay, do you see it now?
Yes, thank you.
So so everything is interconnected, and we will see what reliability is in the presentation, what maintenance is, at least definitions of it, and how they are related to each other. So this is me, Jesus Reliability. I'm an author of a publication, Reliability Center Maintenance Engineer, Practical Optimization of the RCM process with RCMR. And I've been also into the predictive maintenance for a while. So I'm a level 3 certified vibration instructor, and have been working in maintenance and reliability for 30 plus years. Now have had the blessing to be all around the globe. I have been to Europe to work a couple of times, to have customers elsewhere, and have learned a lot from all of my colleagues elsewhere. So let's start speaking about reliability, because people mention reliability. Sometimes we get used to those words, but do we really a bit of an explanation on that regard? So when we speak about reliability from our standpoint, that we deal with assets, it is kind of the level of certainty that an asset, will fulfill a particular mission. So if you have an asset, be it a compressor, be it a pump, be it a tablet press, be it a whatever asset you use for attaining company goals, what's the level of certainty that you have today at this moment that that asset is going to deliver what you need from it. So if we have related words to reliability, certainty, trust, hope, assurance. That is all about that. So reliability is how certain you are, how sure you are that your asset is going to deliver. So that is the definition of reliability. Reliability is something you can measure. And there is an irony on measuring reliability because the most popular parameter for measuring reliability is mean time between failures. So we measure reliability by knowing how often we fail. So that's kind of an irony, right? So people use MTBF in many places as an indicator. Of course, the longer time it takes to fail, the more reliable if your equipment, your item, right? But that is only a parameter, a quantitative parameter of reliability. Reliability is measured as a likelihood of non-failing. So there is a graph here that represents a model of reliability. As you see, at 0 time, your item will be 100% reliable. With time, reliability decays or degrades, and and it will go to 0 with time. So that is how likely you are to deliver, or your item is capable of delivering. So one of the things that people don't know is that reliability is built into the design of your asset. For instance, just think about MTBF, mean time between failures. If you had a very weak asset with a lot of weak components, it's going to fail very often. If you had a robust asset with a lot of very strong component, it's going to take longer to fail. So it has to do with the design. And we'll see what can maintenance do to reliability, to the reliability of an asset, and what the design can do for it. Reliability is measurable. It is measured as the likelihood of non-failing. If you see in this graph, reliability decreases with time. So maintenance can help to recover some level of reliability, but will never improve reliability. So maintenance can improve the initial reliability of an asset. A redesign could improve the reliability of an asset. So those are a couple of concepts that we as reliability and maintenance engineers need to understand very clearly. So one thing is reliability, another thing is maintenance. The two of them are related. So in conscious reliability, and we do a lot of classes on reliability center maintenance, on Weibull analysis, on root cause analysis, asset management, etc. So and it is our mission to share these concepts with the community so we can make better decisions day in and day out. So how can we measure reliability? There are a couple of models that we can use to have an idea of the level of reliability of assets. So there are two main models that we use depending of what kind of component we want them to measure reliability to. If you had a very simple an indivisible component, like the ones we are showing up in these pictures. You have a belt, you have a bearing, etc. You have a fuse, you have something that is indivisible, that is basically a unit. You can use what is called the Weibull distribution to represent the reliability model, create a model representing the reliability of that asset. And there is a whole math uh, concept about it. Reliability is RT, which is the reliability over time, equals E to this equation minus T over eta elevated to the beta. So if you wanted to know about reliability, we can't miss this. We have to explain this. So R is the surviving probability. So with time, if we go back to the model, right? With time, what will be the surviving probability? So we need to know the time, as you see in the equation, in the model, and you need also to know these other two parameters. I will tell you about those parameters. So E is a constant. That is the base for the natural logarithm, 2.718. So we heard about that a couple of years ago, right, when we were in college. So T is the component age. B is called the shape parameter. That is a parameter that you determine graphically by using Weibull graphs, and that B-shaped parameter will tell you how failures occur. If a failure is totally random, that B parameter will be equal to 1. If the failure is a wear out type of failure, you will have a greater than 1 type of B. For premature failures, B will be less than 1, will be like zero point 0.5, zero point 0.7, etc. Any number that is less than 1, a decimal. So, and with this eta is the characteristic life. That is something that also you graphically determine with the Weibull analysis. We will have a Weibull workshop during these classes. So later on, we will go into the detail. The thing is that with historical data, if you had historical data, failure data, you can create a model, and that model will help you to determine the reliability level of that component at any time in the future. And it can help you for decision making, to understand when it's better to replace that item, to understand stock levels, inventory levels that you may have for it, etc., etc. There are many things that you can use because you are combining here some theoretical concepts with field data. So this is reliability expressed with the Weibull distribution, right? So sometimes you want to measure reliability or determine reliability for a more complex unit. Let's say that you had a machine like this. That machine has lots of components. So you may have electrical, electronics, you may have mechanical components, etc. And you rather use this distribution, the exponential distribution, and instead of using beta and eta, you will use just MTBF, the mean time between failure of the whole machine, just to have an idea of the level of reliability. So as you see, reliability is a concept. It is also measurable. You see here that we are using the MTBF, which is let's say, a quantitative parameter of reliability. So this way we measure reliability. So in our advanced RCM classes, we teach our community on how to develop those models, how to measure reliability, and how to make decisions based on those calculations. I said before, and I want to reiterate that reliability is built into assets by design. There are a couple of phases during the asset life cycle. And the very first one is the project phase, and within inside the project phase you have the design of the asset. It is so important that you are compromising basically 80% of the asset life cycle uh, in just the reliability part of in the design part of the life cycle. So of the whole cost, operational cost, you are compromising 80% of that in that design. It will depend a lot on the design. So during that concept and design is where you put together the asset requirements, you build the asset, and you perform what is called as a design for reliability analysis. What is that? You think about the operation of the asset, the maintainability of the asset, the risk associated to operating that asset for attaining the company goals, and you create strategies with those tools. So the very first, if we simplify the life cycle of assets into three big, let's say, stages, being the first one, the design or project phase, then the operational, and the third one will be the disposal. A lot of things, a lot of money is committed here in the design. And in the project phase, there are lots of reliability related activities happening, a lot of reliability analysis. That is, my dear colleagues, when we do things by the book, when we do things properly, right? When we follow the international standards. In the design for reliability entails performing different types of analysis: reliability, maintainability, operability, etc. Accessibility, cleanability, repairability, serviceability, etc. All of those analyses are done during the design phase or during the project phase, and models are created, and proactively improvements take place just before the asset is operated. I'm talking to you from a customer side. I'm here in Pennsylvania. I live here in Pennsylvania, and I'm at the customer side where we are doing lots of reliability analysis. We're doing reliability analysis with RCM. We are doing RCA. We are doing spare part analysis. We are doing obsolescence analysis, etc. But we are doing that during the operational phase of the assets. So, and we know that this analysis were not carried out during the design or during the project phase. So there is a carry out, right? Right now, there are errors that were made there that will have to be rectified now, that could have been avoided if we did the reliability analysis sooner, right? But here we are. We need to make the best of it. And also, reliability analysis are applicable during the operational phase of the assets. If we had done them before, all we had to do right now will be like a review of those analyses, an update of them, but we are starting from scratch here. Now let's turn our attention to maintenance. So we have spoken about reliability. Let me tell you that we have classes of 40 hours speaking about reliability. So I have spoken maybe 10 minutes about it, and it seems to be a lot. So what is maintenance engineering? I just want to give you a good news here. So
Excuse
for
me,
my
Jesus.
uh-huh.
Before we jump over to maintenance, remember, chat, you can ask questions as we go through, and we can from there ask Jesus the question. So remember to you can do that before we go into maintenance. So we're gonna let's
I'm,
venture into
I'm
that
not
rabbit
present. I'm
hole.
not presenting now. I'm not presenting now. Is the three of us here? So
Jesus, so one
yes,
one of the
yeah.
questions was, did you write a book on reliability?
Yes, it was a collaboration. There were two main authors, Mr. James Reyes Picknell, which is a good friend of mine from Canada, and myself, Jesus Fonte. We were the authors of Reliability Center Maintenance Re-engineered Practical Optimization of the RCM Process with RCMR, a very long title. And we also have other collaborators because, in reliability, it's a thing of a team. So
Hmm.
nobody knows everything. So we had other collaborators there with some predictive techniques and Internet of Things. So yeah, everything is interrelated. So we've spoken about 15 minutes or less about reliability. I've mentioned a couple of concepts, and there is much more than that. But that is like the crux of it. That is like the main concepts. So we now can speak about maintenance and see how the two concepts are related, how the two fields are related. So you know what? I'm a mechanical engineer. I've said that a couple of times. Nobody's perfect, so I'm a mechanical engineer. And so when I was doing when I started working, I did maintenance, and I saw people. I heard people speaking about reliability during those days. It was in the 90s, early in the 90s, and I learned that reliability was about testing, about modeling, and reliability guys had like long sleeves, like this, and they were in an office, and maintenance
Clean
people,
hands.
yeah, maintenance people were, in the all the time in the action. So I was one of those maintenance guys, and I wonder how reliability and maintenance work together. And by year 2006, I came across a program, a master degree program in Monash University in Australia. And what catch my attention was that it was a master of maintenance and reliability engineering. And I said, wow, those two fields are combined into one here. And we finally, maintenance engineers, will understand what this clean hands guy do with their computers and with the models and stuff, and how we can help each other. And by doing so, I was studying like RCM, Reliability Center Maintenance, was one of the first concepts that I came across. And there were lots of pitfalls in the application of RCM, Reliability Center Maintenance. And it is because of the disconnect between many parts, in both parts, like reliability people, maintenance people. And we want to do the work alone. Reliability works alone. That doesn't work. So we need to that interaction, that multidisciplinary team approach, and that's how we can optimize things. And our publication is about how to better apply reliability, especially reliability center maintenance. There is nothing bad, there is nothing wrong about RCM, the original RCM. There is a lot of wrong things on the application of it. And that was the intention of our publication. So now let's turn our attention to maintenance. Okay. And the good news that I have for you guys, Ernesto and Christopher, you will be very happy about this, is that maintenance is an engineering field.
Yes.
So we are maintenance engineers. So, and I know that I'm a Puerto Rican too, so I'm from Puerto Rico. And in Puerto Rico and in many parts of the states, we don't have the maintenance engineering career. So it is not a career here. But in other countries, I have a lot of customers in Mexico. There is a maintenance engineering career. So you have maintenance engineers by trade. And you go to places like Australia, some places in South Africa, etc., that you have degrees, bachelor degrees, maintenance degrees, master degrees in maintenance. So maintenance on its own is a broad field. So now we are engineers too. So maintenance engineering is a field, and I want to tell you what maintenance engineering is about. The thing is that we switching from one screen to the other. So the thing is that if I ask you guys, what do you study? Some of you will tell me I'm an industrial engineer, I'm a mechanical engineer, an electrical engineer, I'm a systems engineer, and only a few people will tell me I'm a maintenance engineer. So we learned maintenance the hard way. Because we are not maintenance engineers by trade. We are either a mechanical, electrical, and there is maintenance engineering that we need to learn. So it is the discipline or profession that applies engineering concepts to optimize equipment, procedures, budgets, to achieve better maintainability, reliability, and availability. That is the maintenance fields. There are a couple of functions within the maintenance field. You have, of course, people executing the actual maintenance work day in and day out, doing the preventative maintenance, doing the corrective maintenance, doing the shutdowns, the works that you do in the shutdowns, doing precision maintenance, etc. You also have people that plan and schedule the work that has to be done. That is work management. Materials management. You may have the best plans, maintenance plans, but if you don't have the right materials to do the job, you are lost. So basic care, performance management, information systems, all of this is part of maintenance. And if we have one of them that is not doing good, it will affect the whole maintenance department. So that's a bit of information about maintenance. And there are also maintenance strategies. So I introduced the field of maintenance, what it entails. It is a very broad, area, but there are maintenance strategies. What is a maintenance strategy? According to reliability, so there are different ways of applying maintenance, and you have, for example, operator perform tasks. Those are strategies in which you assign a bunch of tasks to the operator, and according to the operator skills that they can do, so they be close to the machine and help us in maintenance to identify the first signs of failures. You have condition monitoring, in which you determine potential failures or the beginning of failures. You have time-based tasks where you just repair things before they fail. So you have combined tasks where you combine a condition and a time-based task. For example, you may resort to run to failure if it is worth doing. Sometimes you have to do redesign. Redesign is a change. You have to change a part for a stronger one, for a more robust one, but you will sometimes have to change procedures. You have to change also work habits, etc. That is all redesign. That's how reliability sees maintenance, right? And there is also detective tasks that you use to corroborate if, for example, protective devices are working. When you have, for example, backup equipment, How do you make sure that the backup unit is going to work when it is needed? Those are detected tasks. So those are maintenance strategies. So now we know what maintenance is. Maintenance is a field, is an engineering field that is dedicated to achieve better reliability, better availability, and maintainability. There are maintenance strategies, and let's see now how maintenance and reliability meet each other, how they relate to each other, and let's throw a couple of concepts here. So reliability, as you know, is defined at the project phase. So that is very unique about reliability. Maintenance is then applied at the operational phase. So you don't do maintenance until you start operating the machine, right? Basically, generally speaking. Maintenance strategies are defined via reliability analysis. So here, when you are to put together a maintenance strategy, you need to undergo reliability analysis. And that is where they meet each other. So maintenance is, okay, let's say reliability is, I'm going to dictate what type of maintenance you need to do and what is the frequency that you are to do that task. Maintenance is about, I have to do correctly that task that was defined by a reliability analysis. Do you guys that are with me here in this platform, Ernesto and Christopher, do you get that concept?
Yep. So I guess my question is, would you say reliability is at any point revisited after you get to the operational phase?
Oh yeah, sure. You let's say that there are reliability analysis that you perform during the design phase. And what kind of analysis? You do asset criticality analysis to determine the level of importance of relevance that those assets have for attaining the company goals. That is a very strategic analysis.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have reliability center maintenance analysis. Once you define the criticality of your assets, then you determine what approach you are going to follow with regards to maintenance. Highly critical assets, you will do a complete RCM analysis. Less critical assets, you will do a less, let's say, comprehensive analysis to determine their maintenance. So there is an analysis that you do. You can also do, as I said, RCM analysis, and that will give you as a deliverable what will be like the maintenance tasks that will be assigned to those critical assets under a there is a concept that is called the operational context. There is an operational context that the designer has in mind, and you will do like a preliminary, let's say, maintenance analysis, right? You determine spare part inventories. You will do a maintenance task analysis to understand what kind of skills, tools, and procedures are needed to just do the task. What else? So you will do those analysis during the operational phase when you, for example, pass the buck to operations. You are not just given the equipment for them to operate, but also the procedures for them to apply maintenance, the spare part list, the list of trainings, and the list of competencies needed to operate and maintain those equipment, those pieces of equipment. That is done at the very high level, at the design level, of the project level. The thing is that we are not used to work like that. And what I'm telling you sounds like a Disney World story, right? So, but that's the way that things should happen, right? But sadly, as I said, I'm doing here reliability analysis at the operational phase. There is a lot you can do, okay? But many things will be much better if you did those analysis in the design phase, and now you will kind of fine tune those analysis, right? So
Hmm.
because you will learn, things change, operational context change, and you will have to tune up your analysis with time. So I switched to the presentation again. So
Sorry, there's another
maintenance.
question here.
Go ahead.
What type of industry has had difficulty implementing reality concepts, reliability concepts? Sorry.
Okay, can I say which one not which one doesn't have any problems, or
Have at it.
will that will that answer your question? So okay, look,
Whichever is
that
easier to
was
answer.
that was kind of a joke to, just for people not to fall asleep. So where did reliability start? In the aviation industry.
Mm,
What is in the aviation industry? Little room for mistakes,
error.
right?
Yeah.
Because of what? Because of safety concerns, right? So the aviation industry, they conceived reliability. They basically created models for reliability and paved the way for all those concepts to be transferred to other industries. Later on, during the that was during the 60s and 70s. During the 80s, the mining industry then took over reliability. It started using reliability, and common denominator here is risk. So there is a lot of safety and environmental risks on those industries.
Hmm.
Later on, during the 90s, is where reliability has been applied in the manufacturing industries. So a lighter type of manufacturing where you don't have lots of, the concern here is more quality, let's say, and other stuff than safety. So typically industries dealing with high risk on safety and environment, they will do well in reliability. They are very concerned
Yeah.
about reliability. So later on, because asset management is all about every type of risks, all companies and industries are moving more towards applying the reliability concepts. Okay,
Yeah. The conversation
I hope
at the
that
end
that
tends to
Keeps
answer
be on
growing.
that
that
Huh?
answer
one
your
side.
question.
Yeah.
So before you
Okay,
keep
perfect.
going,
So
there I would like to encourage everyone to comment on the link and register for the raffle that we'll have at the end. We're about 5 minutes in terms of time to finish this presentation, so we should be able to do the raffle soon. Back to you, Jesus.
okay, so I'll be short. So this in this picture we have four steps here. The first step is a reliability analysis, that is a RCMR or RCM, reliability center maintenance. It will just render the strategies that you see from O to D. Remember, operator, condition, time, run to failure, etc. These are the strategies that you have to put in place. In the third here figure is about where does maintenance play a role. So if you see here, there are three dots. The upper dots is the inherent capability of an asset. That is,
Sorry, can you reshare your screen?
you're not seeing my screen.
Now I see it.
You see
I
it
was
now.
just
Okay.
imagining you pointing at the
Okay. The
screen.
first one, the first figure is about a reliability analysis, rendering this line of activities. These are the strategies, right? In the third figure, you have three dots. The upper dot is the inherent capability of an asset, what the asset can do. That is determined not by maintenance, but by reliability, but by the design, right? This is the design of the asset. In the middle dot is the performance level that the owner of the assets wanted to perform, right? What is the level of performance? Maintenance takes place here. So between the inherent capability and the desired performance. So whenever these dots here drop a bit, that is that we are losing capability, maintenance and into action and recover that dot again to the opposition. So maintenance helps to recover reliability, but we will never add reliability to the initial capability of my asset. So there is a golden rule on maintenance tasks. That is, tasks have to be worth doing and technically feasible. So that is, all maintenance tasks should be prescribed by a reliability analysis. So this is a golden rule of reliability analysis. So bear in mind my fellows, that there is no random task. All maintenance tasks have to be carefully chosen. They have to be designed. They have to be prescribed in order for them to be effective. Otherwise, they may cause harm. It is like taking pills that you don't need. So all the pills that you take are prescribed because they are preventing or they are treating a condition. Maintenance, what maintenance task does is that they prevent failures, so they are all prescribed. So I guess that we have pretty much finished our speech, and I would like to hear from you now. What's your opinion about maintenance or reliability? What's the one that you need, and to which extent you need that? You need them.
Yep. Yeah. There's an interesting question here. Arturo asked, how do you deal with industrial and managers that don't know anything about equipment and all they want is to get more from the equipment that is not designed to go faster, and that is changing the reliability that the equipment was designed for?
You know what? There is little you can do, and yes, you have to educate. And successful reliability cases and successful asset management projects are those that are born into the in the corporate levels. When you have to, it has to come from the corporate level and drill down onto the operational level. So there is little you can do when there is no vision and mission, vision specifically on what reliability can do for an organization. So it takes a lot of education. So I will suggest that we recommend education, and we recommend that these guys understand how reliability can help them, will be uh, the helper into attaining their company goals. So reliability is a holistic. We have to apply reliability in a holistic kind of fashion. So we apply it not to obtain just the maximum reliability, but to obtain the maximum benefits for the company. That's the way that you have to sell reliability, and that's the only way that reliability will work good for you.
So I think one of the, let's say, common interest for a corporate level individual or entity probably translates very strongly to money, right? So how can perhaps we translate reliability to either making more money or saving money?
Yeah, it is just a matter of learning how to calculate the benefits of reliability. So if you speak to a maintenance person, the maintenance person will tell you, okay, when I repair this piece of equipment, it cost me $5,000 in tools, in spare parts. Manning is about $2,000. It is $7,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the right cost. The cost of the failure entails the cost of the downtime, plus the cost of the repair, plus the cost of logistics. So, for example, we are dealing with a process at this facility that the downtime cost is $128,000 per hour.
Wow.
If you didn't adjust the tension of a bolt correctly, and you have to go back and we adjust it when production started, you're gonna lose about 5 to 6 hours.
Oh,
And each hour cost is the one I mentioned, more than $100,000. You can't say that a failure costs just $20 because the
mhm.
bolt cost is $20. So when we then increase the reliability, we do better maintenance, we are avoiding failures, we are adding value to our organization. So the value added by reliability is how many failures we are avoiding, we are impeding from happening, and that's how much money and how much we are contributing to this organization.
Yeah, and that's a very important factor. Downtime is, I think, it's the biggest part of what the actual maintenance is costing you if
And
you're
speaking
being
about reliability, you
reactive
can join me.
instead of being preventive or predictive. So I think that's a strong point there. Any
So
other questions?
I have three, four other reliability engineers entering this meeting room. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
kicked out of here, so I will be. I'm moving outside. I have people from all over the world here, from South Africa, everywhere, from England.
uh,
So they're seeing me being kicked out of this room. So I, I'm moving. So we continue. It's the good of being live. The good thing about being live is that everything happens. Uh, so
so
I'm still with you.
I think you're good with, we can manage the raffle, so you don't have to run around. But thank you very much, Jesus, for joining us today. And I think it was station. I think there's a couple of questions that Arturo has that I think we need to address with him. But I do think they brought a lot of value to the conversation. So again, everyone, thank you for your questions. So this is the last call for entering the raffle. So if you want to have a 10% discount on any of the belt course on the conscious reliability platform, then feel free to comment the link in the link that is pinned on the YouTube chat, and then we'll call the winner. So let's give a couple of minutes for anyone else who is joining. What did you think of the presentation, Christopher?
Well, it was a beautiful presentation. We got a little history. We learned a little. I didn't know reliability came from aviation, so that was a cool cool detail there. And as
Back
he
here.
explained, Jesus is back,
He's
and
right.
as he explained, uh, it's an ongoing process. This topic, and it's keep it and it expanding to other industries. So
Yeah,
very
and it's
nice, very
always
nice.
it's always a challenge to get, the reliability part of your organization when you're already running an equipment, right, or a plant. But it needs to happen because it would lead the maintenance program from there on. So it's definitely, I would say, it's important to do it beforehand. But if you're in a phase where you're already operating, then you probably need to take a step back and get back to looking at what reliability means for that company.
Yeah, definitely. And going back to the question, it's knowing your limitations, educate, so you can save a little and be at maximum capacity. But yeah,
Yep.
So, guys, I'll jump in with a comment here. We see in companies lots of efforts, They have predictive maintenance here. They are implementing a software there. They have a root cause analysis beyond, and they are doing lots of parallel efforts, but there is no strategy. So when you do those efforts, you will have uh, short-term type of benefits, but a comprehensive strategy is needed in order to get long-term results. So maintenance, reliability, asset management is all about putting together a strategy, looking at the long range, not looking just at if of course if you do an overhaul of a machine, you will make it last, a couple of months, couple of years. But we need to look at the long range. We need to aim at the long range where you put together and also this strategy depends on the company, on the organization goals, not only on maintenance. So we need to align to those goals of the company, and then establish our maintenance, reliability, asset management strategy for it. So that's the best way that reliability and maintenance and engineering and asset management will work for a company. Otherwise, it's a bunch of costs, here and there. There is no plan, and you will have short-term results.
All right. So, looking at the post, we have a winner that would be number 2 in the comments. But we're excluding Renee. He's cheating as well as PDM Tech. But that would be Ramesh. So Ramesh, you will be honored a 10% discount on the belt course of your choice from the Conscious Reliability portal. So we'll reach out with this information. But thank you very much for everyone who participated on this one. Jesus, again, thank you very much for your time. We have learned quite a lot here, and I think there's a lot more to learn. So feel free to join us on this and other upcoming master classes where we'll be inviting different experts on different subjects to bring what they know best of, and give us what they have. So thank you very much for everyone who joined, and we'll see you next month. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Bye,
Thanks
everyone.
for the invitation.
Bye.